But let's get ready to rumble, right?
Oh yes, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, get to the banks of Lake Hancock. I can guarantee you there's nothing else going on in the sporting world or anything else at all that compares to what we're about to see. We have 12 of the best jump skiers from all around the world here battling it out for $15,000 cold hard cash, of course, put up by the wonderful team at Mastercraft, supplying these fantastic towboats as well. And these certainly are some of the best boats on the market, whether you're talking about tournament water skiing, recreational skiing out there with the family, or wakeboarding too. They certainly have it all. We have the light bar on the front, so the driver, I believe we have Les Todd on the hot seat.
We have Les Todd, and we have, right here, we have Patrick Ullman booted up, ready to go. Curtis, first skier on the water.
Yep, and Patrick had a qualifying score this morning of 190 feet. He was actually the only one of these men who didn't quite crack 200. But conditions right now, I think, just slightly better than what he jumped in this morning. There is a very light head breeze coming down the lake. It might be hard to see based on the lack of visibility out there right now. That tends to be the crux of night jumping, is a distinct lack of visibility. But I can confirm there is a slight head breeze. Conditions, absolutely perfect, you'd say. Usually when you jump at night, there's almost no wind whatsoever. But here we still have a light head breeze.
All
so
right.
Patrick Oman, the big
All
Swede
right,
on
let's
the
hear
water.
it for Patrick Oman. So we have Crash, a local band, big-time local band down at the end of the road at the cul-de-sac. If you guys want to go rock out with Crash, I know you can't hear them, but there's a Megatron down there as well, so you can see the event and watch Crash, Curtis.
Yeah, well, I
What
hope
a
that's the only
fitting, what a
crash.
fitting name, yeah.
I hope that's the only crash we're watching tonight. Patrick Oman, and speaking of crash, I won't say anything about that until he's done. The big Swede, of course, trying to follow in the footsteps of the great Mike Shaylander. He actually listed Mike as one of his heroes and come up under the tutelage of that great man. And he's coming in for his opening jump here. The lights have gone down, and it's a hell of a thing to throw yourself on a jump ramp in the pitch black. The full double cut to start here. Patrick Oman, the Swede.
Oh, coming out into the light here. Jump number one. A little bit early on jump number one. Feeling things out. He's going to have to pass. Patrick's skiing and training down in at Airport Lake in Lafayette, Louisiana. Skiing for Louisiana Lafayette. Raging Cajuns.
Yes, that's right. Patrick, member of that fantastic stable of water skiers down there in the south, making the trip over for this event. And like many skiers from around the world, traveling the United States to not just get an education, but to continue his water skiing career. And for those of you perhaps new to the sport, if you didn't know, Orlando really is the capital of world water skiing, the concentration of beautiful ski lakes, of the best skiers and coaches in the world. It's all really situated here in Central Florida.
The climate is incredible. I think that's what brings them here as well.
Certainly a big part of it, yes.
Yeah.
Now, I'm from Southern California. We have a great climate for skiing, but I think the reason we're not the water ski capital of the world is that it's a desert and we have a distinct lack of lakes.
Exactly. It's truly the desert out there, but it was beautiful. Great scenery. So Patrick Ullman needs to get a big jump here to push the field. He's the first skier on the water. Going into the darkness, Curtis, around the island. Tonight we have the light bar on the boat, which is a definitely improvement for Les as he goes into the darkness. He can see where he's going. Last night he was just kind of feeling it, I think bouncing off the gators.
That island, it's a bit like going on a jungle safari around there. It's probably one of the most scenic water ski islands in the world.
For sure, yeah.
There's certainly a family of gators living out there, as well as many other interesting creatures.
And here we go. We have Patrick Ullman pulling out on the 600 buoy.
I think we might see him
good.
just back it up a touch on jump once. He get a score on the board here. Solid, consistent jumping is what this young man needs. He turns now. Looks like a good spot. He's going to have a good deal of speed into the base of the ramp. He strikes that one well down the lake. It's going to be big. It's going to be big. He could have been a little further over the skis off the top, but as far as getting a score on the board, that was what he needed out there today.
Just a touch back, but not a bad jump for Patrick. He's going to need to connect his speed with his lift. His ramp work's going to have to pick up a little bit to put pressure. 176. 176 feet.
Yeah, I mean, that's a respectable score at night. You know, our distances are probably going to be a little bit down from what they are in the day. It's terrifying out there, frankly.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Patrick has ever skied at night before, so...
you know, I actually talked to him. This is his first night jump, his first ever night jump event. A young man, probably one of the youngest skiers in this field.
Yeah, probably is. Got a little bit of practice last night, and conditions are exactly the same. Everything went well with the walkthrough. The light position stayed the same. We made a few adjustments, and so things should be very similar to they were last night.
Yeah, another thing that can be quite difficult at line is the landing. And you notice this, poor old Patrick landed like a sack of potatoes, and that's not easy on the old knees. And he'll try and have a bit of a landing on this jump that's a little easier on the body, but to be honest, he doesn't care how he lands as long as he rides it away. He needs to go further. He needs a score at least 190 plus to even be, reckoned with in this field. He wants to put any pressure at all.
Here we go.
On the skiers still to come. Patrick Oman, third and final jump. What can he do? He's brought it down. This is going to be a little bit later, but more so he's looking to get over the top of these skis off the top of the ramp. It's better. It's going to be further. I think that might
nicer.
Be, 180 plus. But he's still going to be probably just a little bit disappointed with that.
Yeah, kind of moved into his skis. We don't have the headwind we had earlier, and you could see that little teeter coming off the top of the ramp. Look at here in the replay. Oh, just landing hard, getting up. Great round. Big hand for Patrick Oman.
Yeah, great work there from him. I hope that's a well-padded jump set. Otherwise, he could be looking somewhere in the grounds of an enema there. That was a very hard landing. And I believe from Patrick, we move to the Canadian competitor next on the water. It will be Alex Paradis, who's had a fantastic season of jumping. Last year at the World Championships, he made the final, finished up 10th place in the world. And he's really been jumping well over the past 12 months or so, building from strength to strength. He's through to this final pretty comfortably, jumped up over 200 feet to get here. And he's looking to throw out a big score on the board if he wants a shot at taking home one of those big paychecks today. Yeah, we don't have a dock starter right now. We don't have a dock starter.
Okay, here we go. Alex Paradis, jump number 2. First coming off the dock for jump number 1. Once again, you can see the drone flying through the air right over the top of the boat. Is it Marcus Brown? Is he here? Who's doing the drone?
Yeah, there is more people out there capable of flying drones than Marcus Brown. But I believe Mastercraft is going to join out there trying to get some promotional footage. And what a better event to get promotional footage. If you want to sell one of your boats, and what better way than pulling an event like this? As we watch Alex Paradis, he's coming around the island. He'll have 3 jumps, like all these next competitors. Of course, 185 feet. That was the final distance there from, although the scoreboard just flickered on me. So I'm not quite sure what's going on.
Well, 185 for Patrick Oman. Sorry. Well, it moved to 188. So
no, it's changed. I wouldn't take too much from that. It's changing all over the show. Here we go. Alex Paradis, jump number 1. It's a late spot to open. He's not mucking around. Into the base of the ramp, off the top. Misses kick a bit. Had a good deal of speed. Great pace there, but couldn't quite get off it. So it's a good opening jump. He's got his timing, fairly dialed in. He needs to get his extension up the top of the ramp.
Look at this first jump, Curtis. He is just, the heat is already picking up. These guys are starting to cut at the ramp. In the second skier off the dock, bringing it down the lake. Missed his lift. And we're waiting for the distance. So if you want to know the distances, they're coming over pretty fast. Across the lake, there's a scoreboard just above the Mastercraft banner. We're going to be listening for the score here. Jump number 1 for Alex Paradis.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad cut, but you'll see what really is probably the biggest factor in getting distance out there is the way the skier transitions from cutting through the ramp into the air. And there, Alex, he let the knees and the upper body buckle a bit. That's what we refer to as crushing, and or slipping out. Different terminology works. And you lose a lot of valuable distance there. The skiers that really go far, what they do is they kick the ramp, in a sense. They kind of extend and move up, almost sitting out of a chair as they come through the ramp. And that gives you a lot of distance. It really transitions you into going very high and carrying great speed through the ramp. So Alex Paradis now, jump number 2, needs to get that elusive kick. He's backed it up just a little bit earlier. He's looking for a more conservative approach. You know, strikes that one better, but I think that was too early from him. It's just not far enough.
Yeah, he's gonna have to take a bigger rip at it to push those distance. He needs to be. Here he comes here on a replay. Leans a lot of left shoulder going there. Not real happy with that jump. Not very happy. He's gonna be stuck on jump number 3, trying to stick out a big score to put pressure on this field.
Right, 175 feet there, jump number 2, respectable distance.
175.
But not far enough. You know, he needs to go 200 feet, plain and simple. If you want a shot at being up, and even the top 6, really, you have to go in excess of 200 feet.
Do we have a personal best for him? Do you know?
I think Alex's personal best is around about 215. Don't quote me on that. Okay, so it sounds like Alex, like I said, has come off the back of a strong season. Had a best jump this season of 210 feet. Certainly capable of it. You know, I saw him go close to that at the World Championships last year down in Mexico. A lot of pressure on him. Last roll of dice. Third and final jump now for Alex Paradis, the Canadian. Comes in the base of the ramp. He struck that one well. Oh, a bit of an upper body crush. He capitulated there a bit off the top of the ramp. And disappointing set, probably, you'd say, for him. I think the jumpers so far struggling with the distinct and utter lack of visibility out there. One of the key elements of night jumping. Had the speed once again, but just let the chest drop through the top of the ramp, as you see there on the replay. And it's a little bit unfortunate.
Not at all what he was looking for, Curtis. Tough round, but he was definitely taking a rip at it. So we're just going to move on down. We got quite a few skiers, but Jason Seal out of Great Britain will be the next skier on the water. Jason skis here at Hancock with the Garcia family and down the road at Reams, so he's no stranger to this ramp in these conditions here at the Lakes of Hancock.
Yeah, and both Patrick and Alex we saw before, relatively young guys, and you'll see a bit of a trend. Quite a few of these jumpers are on the older side. They're certainly bringing the experience to the fore. Jason Seals is over 40 years of age. He's actually a past over 35 world champion.
Yes, he is actually the current. He just came back from the World Championships and won the jump and overall. So,
in fact, he's old enough that he's a two-time defending 35-plus world champion. But don't let the fact that this bloke's old enough to be married with 4 kids fool you.
Yeah,
he's a fierce competitor.
Yeah, skis with Zach Warden on a daily basis. Post a personal best, and it was in 2010, a 235 feet, 71.5 meters.
Right, that's actually the British national record. It was for quite some time the European record. I believe Bojan Shipner, you see later on, has exceeded that with by a foot. Here we go, Jason Seals, the old master. The first competitor out from the British Air Force, opening up. What can he do? How far can he go? Jump number 1. It looks like a pretty solid approach here to the base of the ramp. Off the top, he has flown. That is big. That's your new leader. And that's going to be close to 200 feet there. That could be a 200-footer there on jump number 1.
Very nice jump as you see this approach here. Coming into the ramp. Gets over the top of his skis real nice. And I think he's going to bring it down the lake a little bit on jump number 2.
Yes, score coming through there of 195 feet. And that shoots him right into the lead. Plenty left in the tank, though. You're right. He has a lot of room to play with there. He can bring it down the lake a little bit more and build a little more speed in the base of that ramp. Really comes off it well. That's the thing you'll notice in particular about some of the older, more experienced competitors in this field. They're going to rely a lot more on their ramp work than perhaps their cut and their speed. Certainly have had years to refine and perfect that technique. So Jason, pretty much from any spot he approaches the ramp, he's going to get great ramp work. What he needs now is just to bring it down a little bit and build a little more speed into the base of that ramp.
So when Jason was asked, what are you thinking about when you're flying through the air, just off the top of the ramp, his answer is, yay, I'm on top of my skis, not upside down. So that's kind of what's going through. The adrenaline of jumping is the excitement of being able to accomplish achieve over your fear. And here we go, bringing it down the course. Here, jump number 2 for and Jason Seals sliding out a little bit, left shoulder heavy, and is not happy with that jump, Curtis.
No, he wasn't happy at all. That was a little later, but he still was unable to capitalize and turn that translation, that speed into distance out there. Missed his kick quite horribly.
Australia, like everyone seems to think.
And like you said, one of the most critical things all these jumpers in their mind is it's always good to land binding side up.
I've been skiing since I was 7 years old, now 40. So now I like to be able to coach up and coming young kids.
There it is.
In my spare time, I like to play a little bit of golf with the boys. Not bad.
It was 195 foot effort, and Jason will have one jump left to come. You know, he's in the lead right now, but you know, being in the lead after 3 skiers is kind of like being principal of a homeschool. It's not really a title that you frame and put on your wall.
Curtis, who writes your material, man? I like that. Principal of the homeschool. So 195, like you're saying, it's really not going to put much pressure on the field. You got the fire-breathing dragon sitting here on the dock waiting to go. But jump number 3, he still has life. He has one more jump to put a big score in the books.
Oh, he's booted that one. That's big. We're going to have a new leader. That should be 200 feet there from Jason Seals. He knows it. He pumps the fist. Oh, well, things are heating up quick here. And Jason Seals, he takes the lead. He throws in a big score. I think we could see a 200-footer.
Would you look at that, Curtis? Would you look at that? 204. Nice. It's the main event. It's already happening, guys. It's starting to shape up like the U23 men's. This is amazing. 204.
Well,
third skier off the dock, Curtis.
The biggest jump we've seen all day, and you just saw the way he came off that ramp. You know, he went up a good 10 feet further than anyone else we've seen. He caught a whole other wind pattern up there, and he really took flight. And that's what it takes out there today. 204 feet from Jason Seals. That is definitely a score to be reckoned with. And we move now to the oldest competitor in this field. He has been a professional jumper since before a lot of people on site were born. In fact, Scott won his first professional title all the way back in 1990. And I tell you, half the field weren't even born. Weren't even born in 1990, and Scott was winning. You know, Scott Ellis has literally been winning professional jump tournaments since before half this field was even born.
The Rocket Man, Scotty Ellis. You saw his boy out earlier, Brett, skiing. Big hand, big round of applause for one of the legends of water skiing, Scott Ellis.
And I know you're going to get to Scott bio shortly, but under the list of Scott's skiing achievements throughout his career, like what professional tournaments he's won, he's just simply written in all of them, because that's frankly the truth of the matter. There has never really been a water ski event that Scott Ellis hasn't won at some point. But of course, this is the first King of Darkness. So this may be the one professional tournament that Scott Ellis has yet to win.
Yeah, a good friend of mine told me it's probably, if you calculated how many times this guy's been over the ramp, I bet you couldn't take 2 people together and add them up and get more times over the ramp than Scott Ellis. This guy hits it.
Well, he's forgotten more about the sport of jump skiing than most of us will ever know.
And here we go.
Jump number 1, Scott Ellis, the Rocket Man. It's a late cut to start. He's not mucking around. Straight to the business end, off the top. He's through. That's big. That's 200 feet. That might be the new leader. He's not going to. He's not going to ride it away, though.
Oh my gosh! Maybe we'll get plotted ramp. That was a huge
devastation for Scott Ellis. I think that was big enough
on this ramp
to win, but he couldn't ride it away.
Oh, look at this jump. And gets bounced on the landing and can't get up. What a disaster, Curtis.
Well, you know, at this point, Scott Ellis's ankles are more duct tape than bone and cartilage.
Yes.
And
yes.
I'd say a landing like that takes its effect on Scott out there. He couldn't quite hold on.
212 feet, Curtis.
Oh, that's just cruel putting it up there for him to see.
Hi, I'm Scott Ellis. I'm a pro jumper. I live here in Auburndale, Florida. This is my wife, Marion, my daughter, Louisa. Marion's also a pro jumper. She's on the French team. I'm on the U.S. team. And our oldest son, Brett, and all his friends like to tube, and this is what they do.
And he's thinking, you know, every time he hits the water, it's an opportunity. Every time. He's got 2 more opportunities to top that 220 mark. And 4th on the water, 5th on the water. Let's give it up. 212 feet for Scotty Ellis.
Yeah, I watched all of these blokes practice last night, and if there was one standout for me, one person who, you know, looked the goods to win this event, it was Scott Ellis. He's been in some superb form. Didn't have the best of qualifying rounds this morning, but he certainly has the experience, he has the skill, he has the technique, you know, he has the knowledge to win this event, and you see that already. 212 on opener. Like you said, he didn't ride it away, but in the end it probably won't matter because Scott Ellis, he's going to go further than 212. He wants a 220. He wants to win this event, folks.
Yeah, he's got the capability. We talked last night, and he did look great at night last night. So he's probably going to draw a little confidence out of that last night's performance just in practice. Feeling good, hitting the ramp. But here we come, coming off the 600-foot buoy, Curtis.
Oh,
in
yeah.
the dark, coming into the light. Make the call.
Scotty the Rocket Man Ellis is even later. He's going to have a lot of speed. Can he boot this one? Oh, no. He just banks away there. Kicks back. That was the cut. He kicks that cut. He's going to be knocking the door of 230 feet. And he just couldn't quite, all that speed and nowhere to go. He couldn't quite handle it.
And here's the replay. Sitting back, sliding. And he knows, Curtis, he's sitting with 1 jump to go. And I know he's been here many times in his life. He's been at so many events. Just trying to control your emotion. Think about the little adjustments you need to make that 220 mark. As we see a 166, he's not worried about the score there. He knows he's got to put pressure on the top skiers that come after him.
Well, talking about putting pressure on, how much pressure's on him right now? He's only got 166 on the board. He's only got 1 jump left. It's do or die.
Yeah.
It's go big or go home, quite literally here for Scott Ellis. So the boat spins around that island, and we'll have Scott Ellis back in his 3rd and final jump. The score to beat right now, 204 feet. Okay, hear the roar of that big 6.2 litre engine. I tell you what, every last litre of that is being used right here for Scott Ellis's jumping campaign. It's the last roll of dice for the old master. What can he do for us today? Can he push up over 220 feet here? It's a good spot. It's late again. He's got a lot of speed. Can he boot this one? Scott Ellis, he does. It's big. He's flown. How far is that? It's going to be 200 feet. It's not as big as the 212, though.
It's not as big as the 212, but he's glad to have something in the books, Curtis. As you see the replay here, he's coming in hot. Slips just a little back, but is able to get over the top of the skis and then suck a little bit out of that.
Well, that was probably the most forced and half-hearted fist throw you'd ever want to see, my friend. Scott Ellis, he landed a jump. He got a score on the board. It's the new leader. It's 206 feet, but we still have about 8 skiers left. New leader's just not good enough for Scott Ellis. He wanted more. He'll be disappointed with that. But from Scott now, we're going to move from the oldest competitor to who I believe is the youngest competitor, skiing on his home site, be none other than Bam Bam
Taylor Garcia.
And this young man has really burst onto the scene of professional men's jumping last 6 months or so. He set a personal best about a month ago of 227 feet. 227 feet.
Here we go. Hometown, home lake, Taylor Garcia.
Yep.
Suffering a little bit from a knee hangover.
Well, that's
huh?
right. And you know, he did that is immediately after jumping a personal best of 227 feet on the very next jump, he took a mouthful of lake water at 70 miles per hour, which will really mess you up.
Yeah, he took a little bit of.
It's kind of equivalent to being hit by a speeding bus,
Yeah,
you might
he took
say.
a little of Jack Travers water back home with him, but he's managed to get back on his feet, get back on his skis, and he's hurting a little bit. But hey, man, he's
No
gonna
pain,
take
no gain.
He's going to take a cut at it.
That's
No
right.
doubt.
Yeah, you know, we've probably pumped him through of some painkillers, duct taped him, sticky tape there. A couple of limbs
Yeah.
came off there at one point. We sticky taped him back on.
I know
Taylor
he's-
Garcia,
I know
he's
he's
just
good.
18 years of age. The testosterone's flying. What can he do for us today in this jump event? Shoots out a nice and wide behind that Mastercraft towboat for his first jump here.
And here we go, Taylor Garcia a bit earlier, but he works the ramp. Watch his style right off the top. Look at that, leaning into it. Nice, easy 200-foot jump there for Taylor Garcia.
It'll be close. I have a feeling that might be more of the high 190s. He got great extension off the top of the ramp, really pressed that over those skis well, but was simply too early, you'd have to say.
Yeah, he's going to have to bring it down the lake a little bit and feeling the boat out, feeling the nighttime out. But let's get him. Everybody, let's get on your feet and get Taylor Garcia pumped up here. There we go.
Oh, hey there. I'm Taylor Garcia. Looking forward to King of Darkness out in Winter Garden, Florida. Should be an epic event. See you on the podium.
This profile, did you see that?
Yeah, we've got some fantastic
One
stuff
line.
showing through on the webcast. And that first jump for Taylor Garcia on the button, 200 feet. And if that's how far he can go with a girl's blouse approach like that, what's he going to do when he pulls the skirt off and it has a bit of a dig here on jump number 2?
I think the skirt just came off. He pitched it down the turnaround, and in the jungle back there going around that island is it's going to
You
swing.
think he left the skirt somewhere in there
He
down where
did,
the
yeah.
gate is?
Just filling things out. Popping the wakes off the 6 here. In the dark, coming into the light, Curtis.
Taylor
Let's see what he
Garcia,
does.
the two-time
Oh,
under
yeah.
17 world champion. That's one world champion. Jump number 2. It's a bit later. He's got great speed off the top. He's kicked that one.
Nice.
He's gone right down the lake.
Yeah.
That will be big, ladies and gentlemen. That
Landed
will
up.
be very big indeed.
That's nice. Curtis, he was a little earlier. I mean, not earlier, but he's still early. But when he lands right here off the second wake, he gives such a hard dig on that right ski and just stretches that line out and gets that recoil. Likes that jump. He
No,
likes it.
you're 100% right. You know, he's not turning from the latest spot, but the way he's jumping, he's starting relatively easy and just building speed well and making sure the most intense part of his cut is right before he hits the ramp. And he's really milking that distance for all he's got. It's 205 feet, which gets him
205.
1 foot ahead of course, Jason Seals, but still 1 foot behind Scott Ellis. You know, these two blokes both played a big role in Taylor's jumping career, both coaches of his. And he's sandwiched right between them right now with 205 feet. He needs to go further. So right now he's in second. Taylor Garcia doesn't want second though. Taylor Garcia, he wants his first ever pro jump title. Could tonight be the night? He's got plenty of years left, of course, just 18 years of age. But wouldn't that be awesome? He's never going to have a better opportunity. It's his home site. You know, he's a Mastercraft skier. He loves these boats. If anyone knows the site, if anyone can do it blindfolded, which is kind of what you do out there in the dark, it's Taylor Garcia.
Okay, here we go. Jump number 3, powered by the Mastercraft boat. Has his favorite boat driver in here. Not coming down the lake a little bit earlier, but works the ramp nicely. Not sure if it's going to be the jump he's looking for, but beautiful set from Taylor, coming off a big injury. Tough competitor. Here we on the replay here. Just a little early, Curtis. Was not having the speed. And
Yeah, it's going to be very close. You could throw a blanket over all 3 of those jumps. Very consistent jumping. It might just be a fraction further. It's still in the mid-200s range. But we'll wait to see the distance. Was it far enough to get ahead of Scott Ellis? Or
Yeah,
will he
it's-
stay in that Jason Seals, Scott Ellis sandwich he's currently wedged in? He needs more than 206 feet. And he's done it just.
209.
209 there. 209 feet for Taylor Garcia.
And a new
Squeaks in
leader
the
here
lead.
at the King of Darkness, 209 feet. for the homeboy, Taylor Garcia. Made it look good. He was early and just kicked it.
That's right. You know, he didn't do anything silly out there. He probably still, like you said, hurting. He's hurting out there as Taylor. So jumping fairly conservatively because of the injury.
Very nice comeback for Taylor Garcia.
Well, put your hands here, ladies and gentlemen. Your next competitor out of the British Air Force will be none other than Tom Asher, the Florida native. His wife,
Asher.
June, and newborn child here on the banks watching him. And he is looking to throw out a very big performance for you today. Personal best, very, very high up in excess of 230 feet, perhaps.
Yeah,
And Tom, probably someone that has an outside chance of winning this event.
yeah. Tom, I think for bragging rights, I think has we call the world record on 3/4 cut in 228. Maybe I have that number wrong, but huge.
No, I believe you.
huge 3/4
Well, the way
cut.
he jumps, he doesn't use an awful lot of, kind of like Taylor Garcia.
Yeah.
He's not out there, doesn't need a lot of speed, doesn't cut super late. But boy, does he come off that ramp well. He really milks
Yeah.
that jump ramp for everything it's got. He uses all 6 feet. He uses every inch of that 6-foot jump ramp.
Fun to watch.
As
On
he
the
comes
Stoke
in-
skis here, we have Tom Asher, jump number 1, Curtis.
That's right, the British Air Force, Tom Asher. What's he got on jump number 1? Similar spot to Taylor Garcia. He's going to build well into the ramp off the top. He kicks that well. He flies over the front of those skis. And that should be 200 feet there on jump
Oh.
number 1. He's going to be close to lead on opener.
Not real happy with that one.
Well, I mean, that's pretty typical reaction at 200-foot jump, isn't it? To
Oh,
shake
yeah.
your head and be a little upset.
Yeah, won some 230. No, he beautiful jumper. 36 years of age. Still out there enjoying the ramping and a great opening jump. 204 for Tom Asher.
Yeah, well, that's a hell of a thing to shake your head at, isn't it? A 204-foot jump, Tom Asher. And
Yeah.
if that's something he's disappointed with, I can't wait to see what he's got for us in the next 2 attempts.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Thomas Asher. I'm from Lincoln, England, a small cathedral city right in the middle of the UK. I've been competing for the last 15 to 20 years on the pro water ski circuit and can't wait to fit my incredibly long jump skis in my incredibly small British car and fly far at the King of Darkness this weekend. Hope to see you out there.
Up quickly, we have about 6 more skiers to go. as
Not
we
even
round out.
a full halfway into this yet, and we've already got half dozen scores up over 200 feet. Here we go. Tom Asher, 204 on opener. Needs to push up over 210 here to get ahead of the current lead, Taylor Garcia. It's a little bit later. He's going to have more speed in the base of the ramp. Just missed his kick a bit. That won't be it on jump number 2. Ooh, frustrating stuff. Disappointing. He needs to get over the front of those skis. He needs to throw out a big distance here. It is Tom Asher, the Brit.
Yeah,
in
here
the
on
2016
replay,
King of
let's see what he-
Darkness.
See what he looks like. Flies the wakes. Just a bit back on that one, Curtis. Not good. Down to 1 jump to put the pressure on the last 6 skiers. Wants to hear from the crowd. Everybody give Tom Asher a big hand. There we go.
That's right. They've
Hi, my name is Thomas Asher. I'm from Lincoln, England, a small cathedral city right in the heart of the UK. When I'm not out on the water busting out big jumps, I love spending time with my family. That's my beautiful wife, June Fladborg, who is a world record holder in jump, my 3-month-old son, and our dog Zoe. I also own a water ski business, Stoke Skis. We're continually trying to come up with new ideas and innovations and always wanting to support the water ski industry. I'm hoping to fly these long skis as far as I can on the weekend and challenge all the competitors who are going to give it their all.
Heading for the
For people
600-foot
coming
buoy,
up.
Curtis.
Yep, from one of the most famous water skiing families in the world, the Asher/Hazelwood clan. Tom Asher, third and final jump. A lot of pressure on him. 169 on jump number 2. Forget about that. He
There
needs
we
to go over
go.
210 here. He's got a lot of speed. Can he boot this one? He does.
Yeah.
That's big. That's big from Tom Asher.
Nice.
He has flown, and it's going to be very close to the lead that was set just earlier by Taylor Garcia. There'll be nothing in that. Will he be in the lead with just 6 jumpers left in the dock?
Oh, here we go. He takes a nice cut here. Gets off the top of the ramp nice. Moves into the front of the skis. 2:07 for Tom Asher.
Well, he slots just ahead at Scott Ellis and just behind Taylor Garcia. And Taylor will retain the lead as we head to the final 6. And poor old Scott Ellis will be ruining that 2:12 he didn't right away, because that would have him square up at the top of the leaderboard right now. We'll move now to someone else who knows their way around the Lake Hancock site. It'll be none other than Zach Warden, who really one of the standout junior jumpers of over the years. He, of course, had the US junior national record for quite some time. He still holds the US collegiate jump record, has a personal best of over 230 feet. He did that as just an 18-year-old, if I understand correctly. And this young man, a very, very accomplished jumper. You know, Zach Warden, he's been plagued by injuries over the past few years. He's got more nuts and bolts in him than a hardware store. He's absolutely strapped up, taped together. And like I said, one of the standout jumpers as a junior. And was plagued by injuries, but great to see him back out there on the water. He's been battling, you know, some horrific knee injuries over the years. And been jumping quite well, qualified with a solid score. Up in excess of 210 feet. That's what he needs today. Of course, Taylor Garcia, almost like a younger brother to Zach. They're thick as thieves, those two.
Yeah,
and one of his coaches, indeed, he will not let Taylor beat him. He cannot think of anything worse than letting Taylor beat him out here today.
Yeah, he wants to shout out to his girlfriend, Chelsea, his sister, Sydney, and his mother, Brenda. Here we go. We've got Zach Warden bringing it in the course.
Oh, this is late. He's got low speed. He can't kick it, but that's the latest cut we've seen all night.
Yeah. Kind of a little bounce to his step there. Curtis just getting things lit up here. The King of Darkness,
Wow.
Zach Warden.
This jump event's heating up quicker than a junkie spoon. That was incredibly late, and that's over 200 feet on a full crush. If he got his legs on that, that would have been up in excess of 220.
What's up, guys? Zach Warden here. I'm a pro water ski jumper from Orlando, Florida. One thing I want my competition to know about me is I take this sport extremely serious on and off the water. Whether it's staying strong and active on a mountain bike, or focusing my mental game out on the golf course. Damn it! Ah!
I didn't realize there had already been a King of Darkness.
Yeah.
I apologize to the
Yeah.
many fans out there.
Former skier from University of Louisiana.
I guess I wasn't
Monroe.
invited first time round. Let's see how it is.
Yeah. 234 is what he posted his best score.
Yeah, it's a sensational performance. You know, there's actually only about 10 blokes in the history of mankind that have jumped over 230 feet. But here we go. Zach Warden, second jump, 202 on a crush and opener. Is he going to go for the same late cut? Will he back it up?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, this is very
yeah.
late. He's got a lot of speed. Can he kick this one?
Get
He
up
has.
there.
That's big. I think we might have a new
Still-
leader. I think that might be just far enough.
Might be. Still slipping a little bit, but he's bringing the heat. Zach Warden holding nothing back, Curtis. Just bringing it down the river.
He's going to leave absolutely nothing out there on the lake. And he's your new leader by a foot.
210.
210 feet for Zachary Warden, the Floridian. And, well, cheer
Give
him
it
on
up for your new leader,
if you want him
Zach
to go
Warden.
further.
Yeah, get him fired up.
What's up, guys? Zach Warden here. I'm all about my body and what I do with it. I like to stay in shape in the gym, just working on my fitness. I always watch what I put in my body. Only the best for
Yes,
me.
can I do 2 Chalupa Supremes, please? Thank you very much.
That's right. Loaded up on carbs, baby. Now let's see if all this kind of dedication pays off. Woo!
Zachary, as the back of his jersey says. Later this evening, if you see the jumpers down at the band, get their autographs. We're glad to talk to you. But right now, Curtis, Zach Warden, jump number 3.
Oh, here we go. Zach Warden. How late dare he leave a game of chicken with this jump ramp? Ha ha. Sheer pace. He comes off the top of the ramp. And I think that's going to be further.
That is farther.
I think we should see
Curtis.
something up in the 2 teens
There
there
we
from Zach
go.
Warden.
There we go.
Well, he takes the lead. By how much is the question?
King of Darkness heating up.
That's sensational. There's
You
really
like
no other
that
word
jump.
for it. That was a great jump. How far was it, though? There you go.
2, 1, 4.
That's the biggest jump we've seen all day. Even better than Scott Ellis's fall. 214 feet. Zach Warden takes the lead. We move now, I believe, to the big Russian. It'll be none other than Igor Morozov about to take the water.
Well, what an unbelievable event. We saw such a great U23 women's event and U23 men's event, which is spectacular, stacking in scores. 201, Josh Bryant, 199, personal best, Dorian Llewellyn, and I believe 198, right, for Alex King.
That's right. You
But
could have thrown a
not-
blanket over that podium.
Not
There was
to be
nothing in it.
outdone, the open men jumpers are getting after it.
They are. Yeah, they are a cut above, and that's why they're the pros and the others aren't. And, if you want to be anyone who's anyone, you've got to go over 200 feet today. Not just over 200 feet, you've got to go over 214 feet. And we have 5 skiers left. So just to make a podium at this point is, you're looking at having to go 215 plus.
It's dog eat dog, and there's fire-breathing dragon still sitting on the dock ready to get after it. Hear it, King of Darkness.
Well, the big, tall Russian,
It's
Igor Morozov, on the
Igor.
water right now.
The jump distance are getting more contagious. People are going farther than they've been all weekend, and we have jump number 1 with Igor.
Yes. What can he do for us here on opener? I don't expect him to go quite as late as we saw Zach Warden go. It's still a fairly late cut, though. He's going to have a lot of speed. How can he come off this one? And he just slips out there, banks away, and there will be a distance he will look to forget.
So rough first jump for Igor. So he's going to have to retool a little bit, figure out what kind of adjustments he's going to make to move that distance. Igor is no stranger to the 230-foot, no, 224 he posted his longest jump at LA Night Jams 2013, 224 feet.
Well, he knows how to jump at night, doesn't he?
That's a
we'll
big jump.
Completely forget about that 157-footer. But he slipped out. He slipped out pretty bad there. And, it can be difficult at night getting in tune to the settings, to the darkness. But, your cheers will certainly help him along. Igor Morozov chasing a 214 from the current leader, Zach Warden. Of course, just back from him, Taylor Garcia with 209. And following that, who do we have? We had someone with a 207.
Okay, around the island, here we come. Les Todd powering the Mastercraft Pro Star. Igor out of the darkness and into the light. Jump number 2 brings it in the course, Curtis, and here he goes. A lot of pull and can't handle the pull.
No,
That
in
powered
fact,
6.2
Igor's very lucky
was
he
just
didn't
too much.
take that jump on the face because the way he came across the wakes there, he came very unstuck. That was probably a sort of jump he would have been wise to just let go and ski around the ramp. And he needs to sort something out here because so far he has...
he just crushes, lets his skis move up in the air, and then lets the momentum carry him back through his skis.
Right.
So,
I mean, it's the only thing he can do in that situation. A lot of pressure on the big strapping Russian. What can he do on third and final? Looks like another very good spot. He's got a lot of speed there. Can he come off this one? Oh, no.
doesn't
Disappointment
get
for
it done.
Igor. Disappointment for Russia. And disappointment for the entire Morozov family. And
Oh, and
unfortunately,
Tough round for
157 feet remain his biggest jump. And it's been a bit of an unfortunate day on the water there for Igor. Well, we move now into the final four. And
Yeah.
next off the dock, rounding out the British Air Force, who've been so strong today, it should be none other than Jack Critchley.
the young Jack Critchley. How old is Jack?
You know, I think Jack's about 19 years of age. He's not very old at all.
He's had an unbelievable young career, posting scores over 220.
You know, he's
been-
one of about 7 Critchleys too, and they're all pretty good jumpers.
Yeah. They're big guys,
They
tough
know,
guys.
know how to breed them up there and
what a-
wherever they are in England.
What a great lot of skiers they have over there in the
Scunthorpe
Critchley family.
in England.
Skiing in Lincoln, growing up with the Hazelwoods over there. What an incredible skiing community in the entire world. I don't know if you'll find a more interesting, fun, productive ski community than the Hazelwood ski site. Unbelievable place. And Jack Critchley, surely one of the products of that community.
Yes, this young man, a very impressive jumper. He's been there or thereabouts in so many, you know, world championships and pro tournaments, but he's yet to take home a major title, really. He's been a medalist at junior world championships. He's been there or thereabouts, like I said, at many a pro tournament. But this young man, bit of a chip on his shoulder. He's looking for his first title today. He wants to
67.3. What is the distance of that in feet?
that's probably about 223, 224.
Yeah.
That's a big jump. You know, that if he did 224, he'd be a good shot at winning this event. Jack Critchley, jump number 1. It's a good spot. He's got a lot of speed at the base of the ramp. Soars through the air.
Nice jump for Jack
It's a
Critchley.
solid opener. It'll be 200 feet, and it won't be much more than that.
Yeah, so we're nice opening jump for Jack Critchley, hitting the base of the ramp about 75 miles an hour and trying to get up over his skis there, almost teetering out the front of the landing, and sticks his landing. Jack Critchley, 207 for the opening jump for Jack Critchley.
Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Jack Critchley, I'm 20 years old, currently in the UK, skiing out of Hazelwood Ski World. At the minute it's raining, it's windy, it is not very nice to ski, so looking forward to come over to the US and ski.
These guys ski in cold, rainy temperatures year-round down there.
You know, Jack's the sort of bloke that come springtime, come, you know, February, March, he goes out on the front of his boat with a big old stick and breaks the ice
Oh,
so
yeah.
he can jump training. That's how mad crazy these blokes are about getting all the jump training they can. They eat, sleep and breathe the
Yeah.
sport of water skiing, and he'll be loving it out there behind that Mastercraft towboat. Well, Jack Critchley, 207 on opener. What can he do for us here on jump number 2?
Here we go, Jack Critchley coming into the light, bringing it into the course here. Big cut, and gets a hold of this second jump, Curtis. That was nice. And throws the iron fist. He's going to be happy with this one. What did that look like to you, Curtis?
Yeah, that was a fine performance. That's going to be very close to lead. One of the biggest jumps we've seen all day. I think we may see something up over Zach Warden's 214. We'll wait and see. It's going to be very close. Was that 215 plus from... Oh, yes, it was. 216 feet there from Jack Critchley, the flying Brit. Gets a great score on the board.
And there you go, guys. New leader, Jack Critchley. Big hand.
Hey guys, how's it going? Still raining in England, still pretty rubbish weather. So when it's rubbish weather like this, I like to come to CrossFit Scunthorpe and do a bit of a workout. At CrossFit Scunthorpe, everyone gets together, does a workout and has fun. For some other stuff I like to do to keep fit is I like to go biking. So I'm looking forward to coming over to the States, try and boost some big jumps. See you all there.
The dice, right? Here we go.
Sometimes that lack of experience and wisdom that we sometimes refer to as courage
Yes.
really can help you out there.
Yeah.
Jack
Here we go.
Critchley, third and final jump. Now
And
he
he
turns
does
around.
bring it in the
This
course
is
on this
later.
one,
He's going to have a lot of
Curtis.
speed. Can he boot this one? He can't.
Oh, and he
He
misses it.
picks right out the side there. Gets back to his skis, fortunately. You know, good work, but
Well,
216
good. A
remains
big
his
hand
biggest.
for Jack Critchley, our new leader, the King of Darkness. Yeah, he put it on the line on that last one, Curtis. Brought it in the course about another 8 or 9 feet.
Adam Sinema.
So we have Jack Critchley holding down the lead. Zach Warden sitting in the number 2 spot with a 214. And the homeboy Taylor Garcia with a 209.
Yep, that's right. We now move to our final 3. This is where things start to get very exciting. The top 3 competitors in this final. Next off the dock from the Czech Republic, your current world overall champion, none other than Adam the Sledgehammer Sedemeier. He'll be followed, of course, by the big German, Bojan Schipner, followed by who, at this point in his career, we can probably go ahead and say is the greatest jump skier to ever be a jump skier, Freddie
Amen.
Krueger.
The nightmare, Freddie Krueger. But, you know, these guys are putting it on. And Freddie's got to, every time he gets out there, he's got to win. Adam's got 3 jumps now that he can post a score. I think he had a 214 in the preliminary rounds. Looked great out there. Training here locally in Florida, but from the Czech Republic, is another University of Louisiana Monroe skiers, and is slated to get married here in the next few weeks.
That's right. I believe early in December he's going to marry Alex Laurentano, who you see there down on the dock, just giving him some last-minute coaching and a pep talk. Adam Sedemeier really has been one of the premier water skiers in the world. Of course, 2-time world overall champion. He's mentioned an alumni from University of Louisiana Monroe. He took out 4 consecutive national titles with that team. That's pretty.
Yes.
He's got 4
Very
collegiate
nice.
rings.
Wow,
That's
incredible.
pretty. You can't really get any more than that, can you?
Yeah, and then marrying Alex Laurentano from Avon, Connecticut.
Well, that's probably his best achievement
you
there,
go.
isn't it?
In,
Forget
jump
being world overall champion. He's getting married to Alex Laurentano.
Yeah, way to go there. So, yeah, she jumped 174 today. Had a great set. It was pretty windy, and I think she posted a big score here recently, a new national record for the Open Women's here in the U.S. I don't remember that score. I don't know.
Yeah, I believe it may have been a U.S. national record she
Yes,
set just a
yes.
little while ago. So certainly one of the best water skiing couples in the world, these two. So Adam
So-
Sedemeier, the sledgehammer.
Here we
Oh,
go.
let him hear ya.
Sedemeier.
It's the sledgehammer, Adam Sedemeier, about to open
Yeah.
up his jumping campaign here. Can he be your 2016 King of Darkness?
Yeah, riding those D3 skis, going into the darkness, Curtis. He's got to think about what he's going to do here. It's dark out, and he's got a 216 that he's got to top.
Yeah, and Adam, we mentioned a very good overall skier. And historically, you know, trick and slalom have been his 2 best events. But just recently, he's set a new personal best and really picked his jumping up in the last year or so, having a real strong push for that overall world record, of course, held by Jarrett Llewellyn somewhere on the banks. And he now has a personal best in the jump event of 218 feet, which is significant because that is, you know, only 2 feet further than our current leader. So it's going to take everything he's got and perhaps a little more.
And do it at night, Curtis. Here he comes. It's going to be a bit of an early approach here on jump number 1. Nice slow turn. Lets the boat move down the lake. Oh, yes! And really lets the boat move down the lake. Puts himself a little later into the ramp and works it nicely with a tight line.
Yeah, you know, Adam jumps like a trick skier out there. We watched Zach Warden really fight the boat, you know, really put it through its paces. Adam there, he was very light on the water. He used the boat. He used that speed to his advantage. He didn't really get too deep out of the turn. He rode very well into the base of the ramp and just got fantastic lift, fantastic extent.
Hey guys, my name is Adam Sledgehammer Sedemeier, and I am your current world overall champion. I live in Windermere, Florida, where I ski every single day with my fiance Alex Laurentano. training partners Freddy Krueger, Karen Truloff, and many other skiers living in this area. I love that life of a water skier because I get to meet new people, travel the world, and spend my days something that I truly love. So thank you so much for tuning in to the King of Darkness webcast. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Yeah!
Mastercraft towboat. Trying to use it to his advantage. So he's got 2:11 on opener. 2:16, of course, the score to beat. Currently in the lead. Could we see Adam be your new leader, the King of Darkness? Jump number 2. This is going to be a little bit later. He's going to have a lot more speed here, Adam. Driving into the base of the ramp, off the top. Oh, no, he slipped out, and that won't be good. That's going to hurt, folks. I think he's okay. Well, he slipped right out the back there, managed to get round to his skis for the most part, but that's certainly going to leave him pretty ginger out there.
Yeah, not good, not good. Tough one for Adam. He couldn't get things back together.
He was
to
wearing
get
his
back on the
bindings
water
for
and get
earrings
his-
there for a little bit.
Yeah, here we go on the replay. You see it right there. He's giving us a wave. The wave is for the safety crew to show that he's okay. Got in, didn't get hurt. Still has his skis on. There we go. Big hand for Adam Settlemeyer, sitting on a 2:11.
You know, it's a hell of a thing to come back from something like that and try and back it up with a big jump.
Yeah, that's not going to be enough to back him off to try to take the lead. I expect Adam to come back with the same cut on jump number 3. He knows he's going to have to take a big cut. Was just kind of, taking a safety crush on that one and got away from him a little bit, Curtis.
You're right there. He probably didn't plan to go quite that far upside down, and certainly no one ever does. But, like you said, seasoned competitor Adam, absolute nerves to steal. This bloke wouldn't shout in a shark attack, and he's got one more jump to come. 2:11 on the board. It's a solid jump. Sits him in 3rd place right now. He needs more, though. Give him a cheer. The louder you cheer, the further he jumps. That's the way it works. On your feet, Orlando. The sledgehammer has one more jump to come.
The warrior here going down into the darkness. Got to get his head retooled here. Got to make a big decision on what he's going to do coming in for jump number 3. He wants to be on that podium.
Yep. There's a spot on that podium that he's already carved his initials into, and he'd hate to let it go to waste. Adam Settlemeyer, the overall skier. When it comes to stuff like pro jump events, pro slalom events, even pro trig events, he's a little bit neglected. We don't have a lot of professional overall tournaments anymore, and I think the sheer caliber and quality of this young man skiing is often neglected, but he is really a tremendous athlete, all round.
The pressure's on. Jump 3, coming off the 600-foot buoy. Adam Settlemeyer riding those D3s.
He grew up skiing in a swimming pool in the Czech Republic. Can he be your King of Darkness? Here we go, 3rd and final jump. It's a good spot. He's got a lot of speed. Can he boot this one? He can't. He's gone out the back again. And devastation for Adam Settlemeyer. Oh, well.
He's giving us the
I
wave.
think he's okay.
Tough evening.
He got back to his skis for the most part. And some concern
Big
coming.
round of applause again for Adam Settlemeyer. Tough competitor out there. There you go.
I certainly hope he's all right, because
Yeah.
word's come through that tomorrow morning, bright and early, Adam Settlemeyer is taking off for his bachelor party. So
There
we'd
you
hate to have
go.
him injured for
Yes. So tough jump 2, jump 3 for Adam, but posting a 2:11, nice jump. He's going to be in the money. He's sitting on the bubble in 3rd place right now
that. That's right.
with a 2:11.
He's got himself into the top 5, which guarantees himself a check. It's just how many zeros will be at the end of that check is really the big question at this point.
Exactly.
And I'm picking with the caliber of the 2 skiers left to come. It won't be too many zeros for poor old Adam Settlemeyer, because next off the dock we have
the
big German coming out. It'll be none other than Bojan Schipner, who really has had a sensational season on the jump skis. Started off with his first ever sort of major professional title down there in Australia at the Moomba Masters. He was your 2016 champion, and he's been jumping well all season. You know, jumping up close to 230 feet on a dime. And to be honest, any other season, he probably would have won most tournaments. But the sheer class and caliber of the jumping we've seen from Freddie Krueger and Ryan Dodd all year has really relegated poor Bojan to third place. You know, third place on the pro circuit, the podium at some sites, it's got foot marks in there from Bojan.
Yeah.
He's worn it in so much. So
Yeah,
he's
big-
looking to prove himself out today. He wants, you know, his second
There
major
we
professional
go.
win of the season.
He's giving the fist. He wants the crowd to get behind him. Bojan Schepner, the big German. He is a big man and a strong man, Curtis. He brings the heat.
Yeah, well, you know, I was talking about this with someone before. I think Bojan, without a doubt, is probably the biggest man to ever jump over 230 feet. The only
Yes.
person who comes close to being as big as Bojan and jumping that far is Kyle Eade, but just because he's on site, he only ever went 229, so.
Yeah. Is that Kyle Eads 229? Is that what?
Yeah, well, he's on
Yeah.
site, so I can make fun
What
of him.
yeah. What a great skier. So here we go. We're down at the King of Darkness. Down to the last two skiers. Around the island, we have Bojan Schepner, the big German. Curtis, make the call.
Yep, well, still in the lead right now. Jack Critchley of the British Air Force. It's like the Battle of Britain all over again. Who will win? Will it be Germany this time? Bojan Schepner, jump number one. Looks like a good spot. He's going to have a good deal of speed here off the top of the ramp. He has flown. Great lift there.
And he got it.
And it's going to be over 200 on jump number one. I don't think it's going to be quite 216, though. It should be
I don't think he's going to
210-ish.
make it. I don't know. It looked really good.
But boy, does he look the goods out there today.
Oh, look at the replay. Just worked it all the way to the landing. Bounced around a bit. Bojan.
Hi, my name is Bojan Schepner. I'm from Germany and I love to water ski. And I like to hang out by the pool. And I like to work out. And I also like to relax with my wife.
Something safe, you do something controlled. He got a great score on the board, and he's pretty dialed in now, you'd think. And it's going to be pretty easy to just fine-tune his timing out there, fine-tune, make little adjustments, and try go just that extra 10 feet or so he needs to get in the lead.
Yeah, I talked to Bojan earlier today, and after his first round, and he's not a huge fan of the night jumping, so I thought that was a great jump, a great opening jump with the 208. If he can build from this, Curtis, I mean, we know he can go farther than that and jump in the 230. So here we come. We have Bojan turning off the 6. Boats pulling the skier at 35.4 miles an hour, reaching maximum speeds of 38 boat speed. And Bojan coming in about 75 miles an hour, slipping back on jump number 2.
Yeah, no, not the performance he needed on jump number 2. And you mentioned earlier, Bojan doesn't really feel like he really shines through in the night jump event, more of a day jumper. But I do recall a couple of years ago him actually winning the night jump there at the Moomba Masters. So certainly has the goods to win professional night jump tournaments.
And I love to road bike.
And sometimes I just like to cruise.
And I really love to jump.
Enough to put serious pressure on Freddie Krueger, still left in the dock.
So the mark is now 216. So you got to keep that in perspective, Curtis. The great thing about having a good early round in the preliminaries is you get a good look at what it takes to win or to top the early skiers. He knows exactly what he needs to do. It's a 216 from Jack Critchley. It's well within his capability. He has a 2.8 on the book, and he needs to make that cut to go, like you're saying, 220. He needs a 220. He can be in the lead and put a little pressure on Freddie Krueger.
Okay, last roll of dice here for Bojan Schepner. Can he be your King of Darkness? It's a good spot. Can he boot this one off the top? No, he will not win the King of Darkness. Jack Critchley will remain in the lead with just one jumper left. It will be none other than probably the greatest jump skier ever to be a jump skier. It's the ski fly world record, the day jump world record, the night jump world record. He has a list of titles longer than a 19th century Russian novel. Next off the dock, it'll be none other than Freddy the Nightmare Krueger.
All right, we've waited all night to see this. The main event is hit the top seed. We have Freddy Krueger on the water, about to get the rope tight. An Illinois native, Freddy Krueger, living in Orlando, Winter Garden, Florida. Wife skied earlier, Karen Trulove. Did she win the slalom event, or did she get second?
No, she was just pipped by Thomas de Gasperi. She got slipped into second. We saw, of course, his wife Karen. Of course, also his son Dash was out there on the water earlier too. He was one of those young lads showing us how it's done on the ripping back and forth on the two skis. And Freddy Krueger out to take the water. The 41-year-old resides here in Florida. And like I said, without a doubt, probably at this point you'd say just about the greatest jump skier the sport has ever seen. When it comes to jumping far, nobody comes close to the Nightmare Freddy Krueger.
So we have Freddy Krueger on the water. Mastercraft skier, throwdown, setting the world ski fly record of 312 feet. If y'all saw that on TV, national TV, Freddy Krueger right here on Lake Hancock, top seed. It has to eclipse.
That's
the
right,
216.
right here on Lake Hancock. That green buoy you see down there in the lake, that's how far Freddy Krueger can jump
that's his
in
buoy.
the day. That's his buoy. He put that
Freddy's
there.
buoy.
That's a hole he left in this lake. At night, he has a personal best of 240 feet, which happens to be a world record. 216 feet the score from Jack Critchley, who's found himself at worst with a silver medal here in this jump event. I was about to watch the Nightmare come in. Can he add the King of Darkness to his already multitude of titles here? Jump number one, the Nightmare shoots out nice and wide behind that Mastercraft towboat, the 6.2-litre boat. It's his
here we
own
go.
boat. Cuts in the base of the ramp now. It's a good spot to open with. Can he get off this one? He can. That's big. Has he done jump number one? I think he might have. It'll
and
be
the
close.
same thing happened.
Oh, he's pulled a Scott Ellis out there.
Yeah,
He's
just
made an
bounced.
absolute rocket man of himself.
What's going on is they can't really, I mean, we're in the dark, and so they misspot their landing. But a huge jump for Freddy Krueger. Big hand on jump number one.
I think there's
Giving you a little sample of what's to come, right?
there must
Look
be
at
something
this.
in the water
Just
out there
floats.
around Freddy's buoy, perhaps a gator or
Bounces
something,
again.
just sort of reaching up and grabbing them as they try and ride away the
Surely,
jump.
maybe they'll plot this jump for us so we can see how far
I
Freddy
think that was
flying.
far enough.
220!
Well,
It's enough to win,
it would have been enough to win.
but he's
he's
got
not
to get
the
one
winner,
in the
though.
bag. That
He's
one
going to
got away
land.
from him.
He's plain and simple right now, Freddy.
Hey guys, Freddy Krueger here. Thanks for tuning in to King of Darkness tonight. The event tonight is literally happening 2 miles from where Karen and I train every day, so we're excited about that. This is our little chunk of heaven, and if we're not out there on the water working, then typically we're in the water playing with the boys, or I'm trying to get some work done on the tractor, or maybe we're taking a spin with the boys on the motorcycles, and we enjoy this part of the world, and we're glad you're getting an opportunity to see it. Hope you enjoy the show tonight. Hope the distances are big. Thanks for tuning in.
Leader. The boat was humming probably 38 plus miles an hour. The boat was going by the time he unleashed the switch, hitting speeds of probably 75 miles an hour when he hits the ramp, trying to make split-second decisions, deciding, is this the one? Should I kick this one?
Yeah, certainly a multitude of split-second life death decisions made out there. Well, from Elm Street to the Isles of Lake Hancock here on a Halloween night, are we about to crown our 2016 King of Darkness? Will it be the Nightmare Freddy Krueger? Will it be Jack Critchley, the 20-year-old from Great Britain?
How fitting is it that it's Halloween and we have Freddy Krueger jumping?
Yeah, I mean, could you write a script?
You can't write the script. But Freddy has 2 jumps. One of them slipped away from him. Can he make this happen?
If
in
he
the
doesn't
next
win
2
this
jumps?
event, he's going to have nightmares about not riding away that jump, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
Good point. good
220
point.
on opener, that was huge.
So we got Freddy going around Nightmare Island right now. Les Todd behind the wheel. The 2016 Pro Star 6.2 liter in the course. Curtis, make the call.
Okay, Freddy Krueger, the Nightmare, pulls out, shoots up wide on that Mastercraft towboat. Absolutely critically times this right, waiting until the last possible moment to turn. Cross the wakes down to the base of the ramp, a lot of speed, kicks off the top, it's far enough, and your 2016
this one,
King
I
of
believe we've got a
Darkness, your
champion.
champion is none other than Freddy the Nightmare Krueger. On your feet, ladies and gentlemen. That was far enough, that was over 220
Look
again.
at this replay.
Jack Critchley will take second, and Zach Warden will pick up the bronze.
Freddie
But
gets
your
right on
champion,
top of that.
it's going to be Freddy Krueger. How far was it?
Curtis, you can always tell the little bounce. 220 again.
220 feet.
And he's, look at the firing fist. Freddy Krueger. How many times have you seen that? Take me to the dock. I'm done. Freddy Krueger,
hat goes
King
off
of
to him.
Darkness.
King of
Champion
Darkness.
2016.
From Elm Street to Isles of Lake Hancock, there's no beating Freddy Krueger come Halloween time.
Nightmare Freddy Krueger. Happy Halloween.
You
from
know,
Freddy Krueger. He's fired up. I can hear him yelling, Curtis.
he's
he
a very
loves
happy
it.
man out there.
Looky here.
And
There we
Orlando,
go.
give it up for your champion, Freddy the
Wow.
Nightmare
What did he
Krueger.
Jack Critchley really put it out there tonight. Freddy Krueger did what he does best. Getting it done, taking home the title.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the skiing is come to a close, but the party does not have to stop. We've got food trucks, we've got beer trucks, we've got live music, we've got rides, and plenty of fun still to be had here on the banks of the Isles of Lake Hancock. Freddy Krueger, your 2016 King of Darkness. Jack Critchley picks up the silver, and Zach Warden in the bronze.
And there you have Les Todd running the lake. Curtis, I enjoyed it.
Well, it's been a fantastic event. From all of us here at the commentary team, thank you very much for joining us for this wonderful event. I hope it's one of many, the inaugural King of Darkness. Let's hope it's not a one-night stand. Let's hope this turns into a regular thing.
And big thanks to the Garcia family, Mastercraft Boats. And the beer truck is moving to the cul-de-sac. So everybody move to the end of the lake. We'll be maybe back online with some more announcing with the final announcement of the podium.
That's right. Yeah, so everyone move on down to the cul-de-sac. The beer truck is moving down. We'd hate for you to go without any adult beverages. And we're going to do our podiums. And, of course, we're going to have some live music.
We have
courtesy
the
of some of Orlando's hottest bands.
Crash.
Yes, well, thankfully, we didn't see, apart from Adam Sedemeyer's kind of crashes, we didn't see too many of those out here today. Sounds like Crash is ready. They're about to go live. So, just a reminder, the place to be right now, the rides, all the rides for the kids, the inflatable slide, I'm about to head there myself, the rock climbing wall, all the rides are going to stay open till 10 o'clock. The beer truck, they've tapped a few more kegs by the sound of things. They're moving down to the cul-de-sac. There will be beer on tap all night long. Don't you worry, folks. I don't know if there's a happy hour starting soon, but I hope there is. And we'll have live bands about to start. I just saw the lead singer from Crash. He's all pumped up, ready to play a good set for y'all. And some awards, too. We'll hand out some big checks, I imagine.
Curtis, I don't know what the numbers are tonight, but there's thousands. This is one of the biggest water ski events I've seen in years, especially in the United States. There's thousands and thousands of people up and down the shorelines here at Isles of Hancock. Unbelievable turnout here to see all the night jump in the final event. Off. We're
No.
back on.
Yes, you're right. It's been a fantastic crowd. Great to see this many people out. And big thank you to Mastercraft, of course, again, for putting this event on. Mastercraft Boats, the premier towboat on the market, no doubt about it. And you can see by the way they pulled those big jumps. You know, nothing comes close to Mastercraft as fellas jump boats. They've got more toe than a Roman sandal. And certainly the best towboat you'd ever want to buy. So the beer truck is loaded up, ready to go. We've got live bands, and the rides are staying open to 10, so plenty of water ski action. I'm going to sign off for now, but it's been a pleasure to be with you all here at the 2016 King of Darkness.